Good morning, beautiful souls. I want to talk to you today about one of the biggest things that I find with people that come to me, clients, people that are going through their spiritual awakening, people that might be even in the Awakening the Healer program, or clients that are doing a lot of work with the 21 divisions. And one of the things that I always find that is fascinating to me, I went through this as well. And when I was younger, I had a lot of pride. I had a lot of issues with being too prideful to the point that it was annoying even to me early in my adulthood. So now that I am more humble and I bring that energy of humility, trust me when I say it was a lot of work. It wasn't easy. And although I am very grateful, I guess is the word, for how I feel that I am humble now, that I'm getting to the point where I can be extremely humble. But sometimes a little bit of the pride comes back and it's like, So we do, and the reason why I think this is coming up is because I had a revelation, and I don't even know why I had this revelation, because it's obvious to me that pride is the major problem when it comes to people going through their spiritual awakening. But the revelation was about how it can prevent an ascension for someone to go through their ascension process. We go through destroying the pride when we are going through the dark night of the soul and opening our empath abilities. But if you're not paying attention, what happens is you destroy one type of pride, but then you get your spiritual ego. And the spiritual ego is, we find this fascinating when it comes to sacred plant medicine, because people are going through an ego death and then they realize, oh wow, there is a spiritual death too, a spiritual ego death. And this pride is very dangerous because it makes you feel like you are so glorious that it's only you only can save humanity, only you can do some things, only you are an angel, only you are divine. There is a lot of problems with that. And I think that's why it's coming up, because it brings so much disgrace and so much, when you're working with your godparents, I want you to know that your godparents, even those that don't know how to read energy to the next level because they might just be following a book or something like that, remember those people are gifted. They have seen thousands of people or hundreds of people. And a lot of those people, most of them have spiritual abilities. They can see right through you. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because sometimes people think that they're so good that they can hide, but they don't understand that when you're working with people that are spiritual awakened, they can see right through you. And when the godparents, that's why a lot of people, like a lot of Odus, even in Ifa, says the godfather or the godmother has to be careful with this new person that is coming to initiate in this practice, because that person brings a lot of issues, and a lot of those problems come from pride. If you really study some of the treatises of Ifa and some other occult practices, you will notice that one of the biggest problems is pride. People that are prideful and go to initiate and go to learn and try to learn from someone, when they bring that energy of pride, it's such an unwanted energy that really makes the elder, in this case, desire the need to no one to teach you anything, because they don't believe that you're going to treat it with respect. It's all about respect. And I think this is why it's coming, because I was like, why are so many Odus preventing and saying to the godparents, to the Babalao in this case, that they need to be extremely careful with this person. So I've been reading about this, and I've been paying attention to what happens as well in 21 divisions. And I was having a conversation with an elder, and I was asking, how do you deal with people that are, I'm dealing with something like that in this moment, and I'm like, how do you deal? Because I don't take godchildren, I do not. What I do is something completely different, and that's why I have the Awakening the Healer program. If you want to work with me, that's the way to work with me. I don't take godchildren because I don't feel the need to do that, because I am combining different elements, and I want to respect the different cultures by no saying to anyone, I'm going to initiate you in something that doesn't exist. What I'm doing here is a combination of different practices with light beings. And this doesn't exist. We don't need to initiate to work with the light beings. All we need to do is learn how to channel. So I don't take our children. I don't have to take our children. I do have a lot of people that are in 21 divisions and a lot of people that are in occult practices. But I am not a godmother, because I am very clear about that. But what I want to say is that those people that work with me that are in the occult practices, that are starting in 21 divisions or Santeria or something like that, they or that are interested in going that route, they are part of the Awakening the Healer program, or having one-on-one sessions with me without being in the program. And the reason why they're doing that is because I don't take a godchild and I don't charge thousands of dollars like some people do to be able to communicate with you and do things for you. Like, that's not how I work. But my point is, when I was having a conversation with this elder that takes godchildren, and she is telling me specifically that she has dealt with a lot of people that are godchildren of her, and that she is sometimes telling people, no, I will not work with you, because the moment that she notices that these people have a lot of issues with pride, it is a waste of time for her, because her time is valuable, and I understand that. But I'm debating this with her because I feel that we need to give those people an opportunity to break the pride so that they can start fresh. And what she was telling me is like, listen, that might work for some people, but the people that work with me, they have to know that if they're gonna bring these issues, I'm just gonna take them out of my immediate energy. So, and I was left thinking about this, and I've been thinking on this for a while, and I'm like, there is a reason why this is coming up, and eventually we always know why, right? Like, at the moment we might not know exactly, but let me tell you, pride, when people can see energy, we can see right through, and I can see it a miles away, because it isn't energy. It's almost like, okay, this is going to be a challenge, but do you take the challenge or no? We always have the option, and I decided to take the challenge. And it has been interesting, because what I keep noticing, even in the revelations that are coming, is that these people have a lot of issues with self-worth and shame. The pride brings such a disgrace, and grace is one of those things that we have to learn. But also it brings a lot of jealousy. Pride brings a lot of jealousy, because when you don't feel superior to those around you, you are jealous of their abilities. In the spiritual community, we see a lot of jealousy as well. So there is a lot of destruction, a lot of envy, a lot of anger when you cannot have what you think you deserve, because you're the one that have to be unique. You're the only one. So it's a lot of self-worth challenges from childhood, potentially, maybe even from past life. So you gotta really figure this out. If you're going to someone and they're refusing to work with you, or you are jumping from one place to another place, it might be because of your pride. Are you too jealous, and are you really destroying beautiful opportunities to heal because your pride is getting in the way? It's such a contaminated energy that really leaves someone feeling like they don't want to be around you, because the energy is not nice and fresh and pure. It's almost like you can be a lot of beautiful things, but you think that you're the only one. And because you think you're the only one, you actually become not very desirable, if I want to say it like that. So we do have to work with that energy of pride in order for us to heal whatever we need to heal, and allow your elders. If you're coming to me, it's because you believe that I can give you something that you need. If you're going to someone else that is going to initiate you and work with you and consult you, it's because they have something that you need. They have knowledge, they have wisdom. And if you're going to pay, you might as well listen, right? But if you're always interjecting with your pride, that is a problem, and it's very undesirable. You know, in the Nag Hammadi Library, and even in the Bible, which I don't really do the Bible, but I've been reading the Nag Hammadi Library because it's secret books that were just found from thousands of years ago, were just found in the 70s, I think it was, the 50s or the 70s. And in the secret secret book of John, and I keep referring to John because it's mind-blowing that he came to give us answer even before he started this journey of developing getting the information to develop the Awakening the Healer program. And in the secret book of John, I forgot the page in the Nag Hammadi library book, but I think it was 130 something. They talk about the 4 powers, and the 4 powers will, thought, form, but there are 4 luminaries that they mention, and they consider those 4 powers. Understanding, I think, was one, grace, thoughtfulness, and something else that I don't remember at this moment. So understanding, grace, thoughtfulness, and one more. I mean, should I go get it? I don't know if I can reach it. So anyways, but let's say it's understanding, grace, and thoughtfulness, and there's one more. Out of those 4 came different things. From grace came the first round, and the angel, I think it was angel Harmosel, and they had created 3 eons, so 3 each created. The first angel created 3 eons. Those 3 eons were grace, truth, and form. And in John, the book of John, we talked about the form and the material. But the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I find it fascinating that out of all those things that they talk about, one of the very, very first thing that they discuss is the fact that grace, if you don't have grace, it's because you have too much pride. Because when we work with the energy of being an empath, the first thing that we have to learn is that we have to leave pride behind. In order for you to discern energy, in order for you to learn really who you are, to connect with everything around us, we have to let the pride behind, because we have to see everybody as one. And when you're thinking that you're so glorious and you're so magical and you're the only one, and it's a spiritual ego that is actually very not cool. I think I prefer the regular human ego than the spiritual ego, because the spiritual ego can be extremely dangerous, because that means you're going through some of your dark night and you still thinking that you're the only one. You are not really connecting with other people. You're not really seeing everybody for who they are, for their beauty and divinity. So the fact that you're doing that and your spiritual ego is this big, there is a big problem with that, and you have to reconsider yourself. Grace, when I received this message a while back, I didn't know why it was coming. Because you notice in my book, in my readings, I always say gracefully, let's do this with grace. And then when this came and I started paying attention to the people around me, I noticed that some of our egos were this big, that it was really so disgraceful, how do you call that? Untasteful. So disgraceful to the point that you feel like you want to spit it out when that person is around you and you're near your area, because you can see their ego so big and they're so magical, but the fact that they have this huge ego prevents them from being more than who they are at the moment, and prevents them from truly tapping into the energy of everything around us. Like this plant here, oh my God, it's so beautiful. I can feel the energy. But if I'm thinking I'm so, I cannot admire and love and respect this plant the way I should, because I am thinking I'm the only one. I'm the only glorious one. I'm the only imaginable being in this planet. I am this, I am that. And you don't see that everybody around you is the same. That everybody around us have a true divinity that is so beautiful. When we recognize that power in everyone, we have learned to let go of this pride and a lot of darkness in us, because we're tapping into understanding, truly believing, truly accepting the fact that everyone here is beautiful and amazing. And grace is that eternal thought that, and faith and belief that lets us see truly the truth of this planet, that we are all divine, we are all beautiful divine beings. And if you don't see it like that, you're still dealing with pride. Okay, so I know this is, I took it for too long. It was supposed to be a 3 minute video, but I just really want you to understand why some people might be refusing to truly see you for who you are, and why you're still not seeing yourself for who you are, because your pride is getting in the way. Your pride is a big problem. You have to tap into the energy of seeing everyone as beautiful and glorious as Source itself, so that you can also see yourself the same way. But if you only see yourself and everybody else is less because you are divine, you are this, you are that. You know, I have a lot of people that when they're doing plant medicine, they see themselves with wings and things, and they're like, I'm the only angel in the planet. Seriously? Seriously? We have millions, billions of people in this planet. That's just like the humans that think we humans believe that there is no aliens because we don't believe that there could be something else. That's so egocentric and such. Your spiritual ego needs to die. You need to let it go. You need to die, go down that cliff and kill your spiritual ego so that you can rise up and see everyone as equal, so that you can truly advance in your spiritual journey. I'm going to leave it here because otherwise I'm going to be here the whole day. But my point was to help you understand that if you have this problem, you really have to work on making sure that you're working 24/7 to let this ego go. It doesn't belong here. Know if you have a lot of work to do. Know if you are truly gone through your dark night and you already dealt with the human ego. Now you got to deal with your spiritual ego and get it done. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm going to leave it here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.